Kha'Zix, Rengar, Zillion, and Janna banned out on the other side for EDG. Are we going to see Kohler go for this all-important Rise that's been first picked 2 games in a row? Or is it going to be just Lee Sin for Insect?
That's a
interesting,
pretty big confidence pick right there. Knowing there were already 2 junglers banned, however, it would have pushed him onto something he was really uncomfortable with, and they're looking like they're willing to give up the Jax because they faced it before. I do really like, though, the Janna ban by EDG, because if there was anything that was making Uzi scarier, it was that attack damage that Janna was giving it to, and now that is no longer possible.
They're going to buff up a guy that just feels like he can go in the fight in the first place and take everybody down. Having that in a safer place is exactly what got Royal Club the game last time. You see the Rumble coming in once again. Name picked up 4-0 coming in this time around once again for him. And the Thresh is grabbed in for FCZF. Still able to make plays. Looking for lock in here for Clear Love. We know he didn't really have fun on the Lee Sin, which just got picked up on the other side. But he also doesn't have very many junglers, as we said, to pick right now.
I feel like Eve is one of his best champions, even if it's been fairly heavily nerfed and underplayed at this World Championship. I think it's one of Clear Love's best.
Yep.
Another thing I want to point out is Zero hasn't played a support yet at Worlds that doesn't beef up Uzi's auto attack in some way. He's either playing Janna or he's using Nami. Those are the only 2 supports he's brought out here at Worlds.
And that trend is going to continue. Are we going to see something different for Korn, though, in the middle lane? Also looking at what Uzi will go with. A massive Twitch performance in that last game. 14 for 1, I think it was, by the end of that. Ridiculous stats. And honestly, when you've got those kind of statistics, you might be thinking, well, why change? And if they end up going with a Lulu, this could be interesting as well. The shield works from Orianna. Kind of the same little combo that they had in that last game.
Specifically here, because Orianna is up, and we saw Korn's timing on shockwaves when people were going for Uzi, it is better than the Lulu pick, because they think people are going to be piling onto Uzi. Again, I actually really like Royal Club's champion select here, even though they were giving away Rise.
That hits you up a little bit as well. What does he decide as they quickly hover to round out Syndra in this composition? No real single target focus for him, but it's not a single target focus for EDG, and not enough AoE in these fights that has kind of been, I believe, costing him a few of them. We'll see if he locks this in, and we'll see if he can control and bully that lane against Korn.
Well, he's definitely not a big Syndra player. However, if we look at Zero almost never building Mikhail's and actually wanting to be able to burst out Uzi if he opens up in a wrong position, Syndra stun plus Rise damage would be the answer. So,
and the 4 games that he had in the LPL and over playoffs as well, he had a 10 KDA on the Syndra, so may just be an option for him going up against Korn's Orianna. As we go into the last couple of seconds, it will be Syndra that you takes into game 3.
So a lot of catch potential coming from this EDG team, and the stealth presence from the jungle, especially since Royal Club likes to play heavily based off of instinct. If they let Vision fall for a second against this EDG team, it'll be increasingly deadly since there is Thresh and Syndra to punish.
If Clear Love visits the lane.
True.
I mean, he's not had much of an impact on the lanes. Game 2 definitely more than Game 1, but they were definitely roaming more of as a unit as well, I'd say, in that second game. In game number 1, just didn't really make an appearance, especially the top side of the map was just a no-go almost for Clear Love in that one. We'll see if it changes. It has to change from EDG's side. Don't forget, if you just joined us, it is 2-0 in favor of Royal Club.
And the beginning has gone to Clear Love. It's gone to EDG. They've gotten the 3-buff start in the beginning. They've gotten a few things for themselves, but then they're okay with it, and they go back to laning. Whereas we see Royal Club start to grab a lead, and they push it, and they push it, and they keep the pedal to the metal.
One of the biggest criticisms of this EDG team is that they're playing a little bit scared. And it actually didn't show in that game too, but maybe you're going to be scared now that you're down 2-0.
Well, the champions are locked in and they're loading into the game, so head over to Twitter and either send us a hashtag SHR win or EDG win for the team that you think will be coming out on top. From LOLesports.com, before we even started this best of 5, it was a massive favour for Royal Club, although that shrunk a little bit. Something tells me we might be going direction of the LOLesports.com vote for this game 3.
That's how it feels. I thought most of that was just off of name recognition because Royal Club was at Worlds last year.
Right.
And of the games we saw, or of the series we saw, this was the most likely we thought to go 5 games.
Yeah.
It might actually be our first 3-0.
It's been some of the quickest games that these teams have played, that's for sure. Not reaching the 37 or 38 average minute mark that we talked about before. We'll see if Royal Club can do it one more time. Insect saying 0. Here's a little bit of that synergy we have together, brother. Have a Sonic Wave. They're going to start this one off as usual. Line of scrimmage on both sides. Probably see a lot safer play for those first few seconds of the lane. The ward going down as usual from you. And now they're probably going to group together and see what they can do to put Insect down a notch here at the beginning of the matchup. Looks like regular buys all around. Colo with the shield to stay safe, obviously, against Koro with those auto attacks in the top lane. Try to keep it farming on the Rumble.
Bringing Uzi up there with his sweeper. Just clearing stuff out. Going to be the same down bottom, though. FCZF has started out with it this time as the 2 top laners will put a ward right next to each other. So, bit of a pensive start, but now we've seen invades in relative different forms so far in this one. There's a ward right on top of you. Meanwhile, Korn slightly caught out there by Clear Love, but funnily enough did more damage thanks to that Command Protect.
I will say that was a pretty risky ward there by Korn. Obviously, they had seen FCZF with the sweeper, but
Minions have spawned.
very dangerous there by Korn just to get that early warding up. Definitely want a little bit of vision control to make sure they swap right, I think.
Well, interesting summoner spell choice here by Korn. Sometimes seeing Orianna stake barrier, a heal for him this time against the Ignite of you. See if that helps him in the lane or helps Uzi get into some scary positions as they do oh so often once they start getting him going. As we said, they'd probably be trading each other's buffs in this one. Will EDG keep their foot down with whatever they can come out with this? So far, mirrored.
That's exactly it. Last game when we saw this, there was a 4-man party in the mid lane pretty soon after.
Yep.
Actually, when EDG plays Twitch with the lane swap, they'd often send Twitch mid lane for a little bit of level 1 lane advantage, but Royal Club doesn't necessarily care about that. They would rather Uzi get more time and money from that top lane. And again, Name opting into the fast push. So really, as far as strategic perspective in game 1, EDG doesn't adjust, and Royal Club sees no reason to adjust because they started 2-0.
On a pretty solid record here at Worlds 2014. We'll see if they can go one step better than the Royal Club of last year, which of course fell in the grand final. We are seeing EDG this time going for another early Baron, just trying to juggle that damage around once again. They love actually taking a pretty high brunt of that one though, so they're going to have to be careful.
Yeah.
Zero is starting to move down, but may just be to force you away. This dragon, I think, is going to go to EDG. There's no one around.
Yeah, so again, not perfect juggling. They actually take a fair bit of damage. It's going to set back Clear Love's jungle a fair bit, but he's double buffs. They pick up the dragon. I think it was a very smart call for them to go for it this early, since it is a bit of a fast push and they know the lanes will swap down there fairly shortly. So this was really their window of opportunity to do it, and it does give them a nice little cushion of gold.
Nice timing as well for Name. He doesn't miss too much CS in lane as he gets back to it. The mid lane here, 15-15. We see you usually up about 9 CS at the 10-minute mark, and Korn being down 5. So that playing into the power of you being able to bully the lane. We may see that come out, and we'll check back at 10 minutes. Uzi easily farming here in the top, but he will meet FCZF and Koro. Top getting the support help now.
Definitely trying to put a little bit more shutdown onto Uzi this time. They'd already sacrificed a bit of free time when they all went for the dragon while Uzi was up there, but now it's actually 80 carry shutdown across the board.
This could be really dangerous. The Q lands, and this may be the end of Name. Did have his flash and played it very, very patiently there. Was going to flash last second. Had summon a heal as well.
Yeah.
And, well, holds on to both of his summoners. Important in that scenario.
Very impressive, too, that couldn't even force a summoner spell. And now, because there was backup for Uzi in the top lane, he may end up having to go toe-to-toe against Lucian in lane. We'll see if the supports end up swapping down there. This could be a pretty favorable matchup for Name.
Well, the bully coming out very strong here from you. You can see Korn chugged all his potions already, so there's a bit of an upper hand there where they can continually pressure him. We'll see if the shockwaves hit this game. Either player on Orianna throughout this best of 5 has not been spectacular. The shields are more so what has been providing the help in these games. Looks like they keep it safe for now. All the pressure off of mid as the junglers head back to their raid camps. Early pink wards coming in all the way in the side of Royal Club's jungle, coming in from EDG.
So, with the presence now of Zero and FCZF down in that bottom lane, the 2v2 will commence. Insect just being spotted there thanks to a deep ward by EDG. Means that Koro knows that Lee Sin is on his way up, and even if he hops over to a ward in that brush, Insect will be spotted thanks to the ward behind from Koro. So got good vision on that side. Meanwhile, Korn taking a big blast here from you. Is he going to try and finish it? Korn steps back out. A little bit dangerous as they are going to go for Koro. There is Insect landing the kill. Can they finish it up? The overheat comes in and Clearlove gets the kill. Koro's still running here. First blood coming in. Koro survives and gets the kill onto Insect.
Clearlove is a great Eve, and this time he can play defensively against Insect. So much advanced warning because of that ward, even though Koro was extended deeply. But that time, Royal Club is punished for their overcommit, and they give up 2 kills. There's Uzi.
Oh, backing in the middle of the lane. Not exactly disrespect, but it wasn't a smart move coming in. Yu loses his life, and Flash for that goes down, and Uzi gets started early again.
Wow. So really just finding a small window to go off into the mid lane. That was actually an expected recall by EDG because Name had gone back and then Royal Club was missing, but they try and catch him on the way through. That's a little risky.
Very risky. In fact, Zero is going to go down here. FCZF flashes in for the kill. Uzi going to keep doing the damage. Here comes 1 TP. Second one will come through as well. Uzi goes low. Kohler is there, but he realizes he has to go away from it. Can he escape? It's a good slope from Uzi to stop them chasing. Orianna started to move down as well, but Korn can't quite get in on the action.
This time, EDG definitely taking a few more risks. Waiting in that tribe rush to find the fight is exactly the type of aggression they need to show in the early and mid game to prevent Uzi from getting huge like he did last game. Really good kill, and let's see if they can keep up the lane pressure.
Both teleports down from the top lane. Dragon coming up in 2 minutes, so those guys are going to have to take a long walk for this one to happen. But EDG, like you said, Ja, is definitely keeping up the pressure this time. It's now that they can't go back to the lanes and just start farming it up and try to make that an extended laning phase. Great power so far coming. Koro with 1 kill. The other one, unfortunately, onto FCZF. That'll go into wards, and the vision can still provide a lot of the advantage that they're going to need. Cola, a little more passive now after that gank coming in from Clearlove, not knowing where it's going. In a dangerous lane to gank as well. Usually you see a Rumble can turn around a gank and make it go to his team.
Yeah, usually not before level 6 though, that's the thing. Rumble having to teleport down this early in the game, not very ideal, and he's been pretty heavily denied by these lane swapping shenanigans. Using his teleport, really suboptimal there. I would say, if anything, he should have canceled his teleport as soon as Koro matched it, because he wasn't going to do anything teleporting in as a level 4 Rumble.
EDG looking like they wanted to get around to the blue buff. It's already gone though, and that may then turn from a blue buff invade to a gank towards Cole. You see he's just running away. Doesn't want any of that. Push the lane out and will start to back away. And one thing that we usually see to counter these Evelyn plays is, wards around the jungle camp so they can see exactly where Evelyn is on what side of the map when she's actually not invisible and is farming. There's nothing like that at this point for Royal Club.
Not even close, actually. We'll see if EDG can pull a stronger mid-game after this great start. It's really all about keeping Uzi down here, and because Uzi has swapped in the lane with Name, honestly, there's not much that Uzi's going to be able to do to overfarm. He's against that pickaxe Lucian, so that's exactly what Royal Club has planned. They're going to send a Lee Sin down to try and get something going. Cola is really in trouble, though.
Koro really signaling this one as he runs forward. It may not even matter, though. There's just too much damage. Lizard item already finished on Clearlove, putting out some big DPS as he comes back to the lane to shut down Cola's Rumble.
Here's the reply, though. Insect, he's waiting in his bottom lane. He is level 6, so the kick could happen. Oh, there's the lantern, and the Q hits the minion, and that's the end of that.
Yeah, and then some. You would think it's the end of that, but Zero getting really aggressive.
Oh, bubble trouble coming in. The culling not really hitting every shot it needs to, and it's dispersed as well off to Zero. Insect just on the outside, hits it, takes the resonating strike, but it's not going to be enough on the poison. Chugging the potion down, Nami hits it immediately as that
Here's
fight
the
begins.
collapse, though. EDG keeps fighting.
Clear Love coming in very hard, and Yu is coming from the backside.
Bubble misses. There is a stun. Oh no, he didn't stun over onto Uzi. He's still alive in the back, but the ultimate is there. Zero will fall as well. Korn far too slow to reply to this one, and 2 kills come back the way of EDG.
3 kills as well on a Clear Love for the game. That's the collapse that EDG needs to be able to do since they have the edge. As long as they keep equal to better numbers in these extended fights that just keep going and going, they will be victorious. Now, they go for Dragon.
You said, Jack, going back to comfort picks would really help EDG in the playbook, and Clear Love has done so, and it's definitely coming out on top for the team. Starhorn now to aggress. Insect goes in, does get the steal. Korn will go down, but I don't think that matters to them. They get out with a good chunk of gold. They're down 3,000, but they needed that one, and Cola's going to have some free time in the top lane.
Without that Dragon Steal, the game may actually be over. Getting that gold when they'd already suffered the casualty to the Orianna is pretty huge. But that right there, seeing the way Scout of the Week works with the Thresh Hook, is the fear that Royal Club has. But the aggression just never stops.
Oh, can they get in? Flash from FCZF. I'm trying to get away from the bubble, which Zero has been pretty damn impressive with so far. You mentioned Cola alone on that top side. Of course, couldn't join in. Neither could Koro because of the fact that those TPs were used in the earlier exchange. Cola desperately trying to claw some CS back. He's fallen so far behind. Has half of the CS here of Koro, who's already got those Sorcerer shoes. The tier been stacking for a while. We'll have the Catalyst, the Protector coming in just a little bit as Uzi tries to be aggressive, gets a face full of culling instead.
They're keeping it spread right now. And here comes Clear Love back down to the bottom lane. They want more aggression towards Uzi, not letting him get any more kills. Somehow he's found himself another 2 up by 12 minutes, and they can feel the pressure. The rush gets warded, and they sense it.
You can see Insect is just camping this bottom lane, and he actually gets an initiation here.
FCZF on the first one. Insect in and out. That's trying to fake everything out, but Clear Love says, let's go. Pedal to the metal. Very low mana on Zero and Uzi. Insect throws himself in the fire to get a kick with the Dragon Strike, and it looks like they're going to be able to get out of this one alive on the bot side.
EDG is counter-ganking so well, though. They know what Royal Club will do, and they are coming up with counters. They also are collapsing a little bit faster here.
And there are so many men down there, and Cole's like, yay! Free farm once again up in the top lane. We'll be able to take that turret, if not on this wave, then the next one. Nami's trying to get the first turret of the game for EDG down bottom, which he should accomplish with this wave. There is the top one going down, but you know, EDG are just so quick to turn these kills around.
It's a big improvement from the first 2 games, that's for sure. Their decisiveness early on, and them just being a little bit faster than Royal Club in a lot of these collapses. Not to mention just a crisper, slightly more aggressive early game. The fact that they went for that very early Dragon, and then the fact that they were able to get, I mean, whether it was Royal Club's choice or not, get that 2v2. Uzi's not going off this game. He's relatively contained, and there's a lot of lockdown for when team fights actually do happen.
We questioned when Clear Love would show up, and he's definitely being the heart of the team right now.
It's Clear Love.
They're really putting on a lot of pressure. Everybody's playing a bit more confident with that pressure coming from Clear Love at 302.
Yeah, vision control is tough.
Boom, hook off the Korn. There goes Yu over the top, and Korn is dead. Yu will get that one to go on the killing spree.
Great lay in wait right there. They're really trying to punish Name, but they just can't seem to catch that guy.
Not this time around. Gets himself out safe. Uses the flash, so they'll definitely make a return trip there. FCZF will come down for a little bit of safety. See wards being placed in by Starhorn Royal Club here. Really deep, so Uzi and Zero knew how far they can go on that one. And again, they know how far they can go, pulling themselves in right to the wall. So many things to dodge, and they do it quite nicely.
They're losing so much on the rest of the map, though. Clear Love, this time not there for a counter gank. Good luck, Cola.
Well, his equalizer will hit literally nothing. No minions, not really landing onto either of the 2 champions, and successful dive from EDG as the bits of rumble come raining down from the sky, and that turret is going down as well.
So much of this game has been on Clear Love and FCZF's shoulders. We think about the formation of EDG, kind of a super team in a sense, a little bit similar to Alliance here. Clearlove and FCZF coming over from WE, trying to form this super winning team, then losing the first 2 games. Who's going to step up if they want to try and come back in here? Clearlove with the counter gank in the top lane to get Koro going, and then FCZF, the death sentences that he's been able to land on Korn whenever Korn is in a wrong spot led to both of his deaths. It has really been quite a performance by those two.
Well, 10-3 at 15 minutes and a 6,000 gold lead is something that's very hard to drop. Probably get Starhorn Royal Club to force a Baron that to try and drop that advantage out of EDG. I wouldn't put it by them, but right now Nami controlling the bot lane. He's getting a teleport from behind, and it looks like he is up the creek without a paddle on this one. I don't think he's going to be able to get out alive, but how much focus is it going to take to get him to go down? The rest of the team is closing in. Yu is going to be there along with FCZF, but they actually turn tail. They say this may not be such a good idea. It is 4 members to the bot lane, but they're not actually losing too much map pressure.
That is some dedication towards Uzi right there. They waited a fair while to give him that kill. They know that all of their eggs are in Uzi's basket right now. But with the gold deficit of 6,000, I don't think it's going to be enough.
Well, I hate to call these games definitely before they're over. And we've already seen in that last one, EDG had a bit of a stranglehold on it, but good fight. And Uzi on the rat has already proven that he is a game changer. Can he do it this time around? Half a minute to Dragon.
Things that are going somewhat well for Royal Club, and the chances they would have to come back in this game. Uzi with Blade of the Rune King and Spray and Pray could open up a really nice ultimate chain, as well as having Haunting Guys on Rumble, despite him being 0-3. If he places it properly, it can still be devastating, but it's going to be tough.
Royal Club's pushing out of their pink wards right now. Uzi not making as many moves before, probably because he can't see Clearlove, somebody that can really get into the fight and lock this down. Much more patient play from Royal Club, or I should say reserved play, than we've been seeing in these games. Clearlove again trying to be the front runner in this. Uzi tries to come in. That's the pink ward. That's going to help him out. And back and forth. Insect not getting the kick that he wanted. Safeguards back to his own ward. Dragon is alive. And Royal Club says this is where we need to pressure. This is where we need to lock down EDG.
EDG's a little bit scared of just funneling in because they know the threat of the Rumble and the Twitch despite this giant gold lead. But if EDG just flanks with the Rise and the Eve, I think it's devastation for Royal Club.
Well, there is the equalizer going to be thrown down. Dragon is still being done as Clearlove and Koro going to show themselves. They're going for Uzi. Can they burst him down? He's still alive in the back. Uzi still alive in there. They've done a lot of damage on the left-hand side. Royal Club are running, but they're running the wrong way.
Trapped. They are completely trapped.
Now, Korn's got no mana. Yu's pretty low as well. Where are they going to go? Koro, full HP. Nami, not far away from this one either. Another big burst comes in. There's Yu getting one. This should be destructive for EDG. Korn will be finished off. And just like that, it's an ace for nothing.
It took a while, but they were patient and they sealed the deal there. They did the flank. They did not overcommit into a corridor while Spray and Pray or the Rumble Alt were going down, and they just destroy Royal Club. They take absolute control of this game.
Dragon now going over. We'll see this one more time, and it was just too good in the eyes of EDG. They said, look at all this cleanup potential.
I mean, remember, there's like a 7,000 gold disadvantage for Royal Club before this fight, so especially since Name was pretty much full health and mana, and Koro had not even expended his flash during that fight. Not to mention, Royal Club was completely out of places to run to. They got completely pincered. It was just a matter of some good EDG cleanup.
Levels up as well, giving EDG everything they need to take these fights in their favor. 15-14 in a day and night difference from EDG. Whatever they did backstage after last game is definitely paying off. Whatever they said, the communication is there between the team, and they are looking like the super team that came out number one in China.
Yeah, I think what they said is, come on guys, it might be time to turn up now. We had a ropey group stage. We're 2-0 down in our first playoff game. Now is the time to shine, if any, and, well, Game 3 so far is looking very good for them. Close to a 10k gold lead. It looks like we're going to be seeing them drawn to Baron once again, a recurring theme between these two Chinese teams.
One of the things you're going to get out of just winning those games, the other team says, we can fix the mistakes we're seeing. Royal Club was saying, let's keep doing what we're doing. EDG now has an answer for that, and Royal Club is kind of on the back foot. without an answer to EDG's aggression.
I mean, we may even see the first team take a Baron against Royal Club at this entire World Championship. They're 13 out of 13 Barons up until this point. But I don't really see a way, 9,000 gold down, that they can realistically contest this. Walking into a Rise Cinder without visioning a troll, add the Thresh into the mix to make it even more dangerous.
Yeah.
I see only one way, Jar, and he's called Insect. They're actually going to go for empties. Yeah, they will get the kill, but Name on the backside, damaging Cola. They'll kill off Zero, and that will be, for now, a 1-for-1. Cola needs to heal. Where are they going to go? Actually, look at Uzi. He's in the bottom lane here, trying to push through.
I mean, the other way they don't get the Baron is if they just push up the mid lane, kill the inhibitors, and end the game before even going for it. Uzi just now getting back into the base. All the initiation tools are down for Royal Club.
This is where EDG cannot afford to make mistakes. They have the chance to. It's not going to put Royal Club back in the game instantly if it's just a fight in front of these turrets. But they have to be careful they don't give up too much, and they are aware of that. Going to go ahead and steal every resource they can as they exit the jungle of Starhorn Royal Club, really making this game tough for them. There's a grab from FCZF.
Yeah, it's funny how they hook Insect, and then when he hooks himself to the wrong side, Insect's like, you know what? I could just ride the Thresh out of this one. Not a good
Shaking
game for
that
him.
one up.
Lost his fizz this game, that's for sure. Zero trying to back away, gets stunned up. No follow through though. Not too much of a problem. However, what could be a problem is that EDG are full position on Baron, but they've already hit the rewind, and there is Uzi coming in on towards Coral. Get that one. Can he kill off who as well? Name coming around the side.
Whoa.
You going low and will be finished. Julia to double kill for Uzi. Can he get any more? Just finish him, Insect, running away from it, but that might have lost the control on Name. There's the ball. He dashes away from it. Are they going to keep chasing here? I think
so. Lantern coming in.
Onto Uzi. There's the Lantern, and it takes him to safety.
Even with the escape, that's still 2 more kills for Uzi. I guess you can never really count Royal Club out as long as Uzi is in the game and has a lot of gold. Twitch, one of the champions who could hyper carry a game more than any other AD carry. Mainly because if he lines it up right, he can hit 5 people at once. And nobody else can say that. Unless Jinx, I guess, or Rockets could explode. But that's a little bit harder. Uzi, he's lost his spot.
You cannot afford to let your guard down. I gotta say, EDG should be placing the pink wards in the mid lane. They're getting just on a train on the tracks coming down. That's the way Uzi plays it. Their pink ward's now focused out in the jungle, and he's not even spending any time out there. Koro trying to clean up the bottom lane. EDG to get their waves in position. They know it's not a strong point of their play, so they gotta patch all that up before taking these fights.
EDG is in such a position of control, especially with Syndra and Uzi needing to build damage instead of magic resistance. The instant he pops out, you throw a ball on the ground, flash ult, and that'll basically be Uzi out of the fight. They just need to find the right position, find a way to not get snuck up on by Uzi, and close the deal here.
Oh, Uzi. Is he going to be able to get into Koro? He's going to check that brush. Or is he?
Solo Rise?
No. Well, he's not going to try for now, but Rise might have different ideas. There is Uzi trying to get away. Hook comes through. Flash into a room prism. And, well, Uzi got away from it. However, Korn being knocked around there inside of the jungle. And Royal Club successfully coming together, at least for now, to defend this inner tower.
An 8,000 gold lead. It's going to be quite tough. 18-17 here, coming up on 23.5. Whatever happens here is probably going to lead back to that dragon coming up in 30 seconds. A big influx of gold coming in for one of these teams right now. Starhorn, for the first time in this series, on the back foot, guarding their own turrets and not dictating the plays.
And this is another flank opportunity for EDG. Eve and Rise want to come in from behind them. Uzi tries to flank himself and gets caught.
He does get caught this time, getting a little too overzealous with his play as the ball goes into the shockwave, hitting nicely from Korn. Insect now in by himself, takes the full brunt of the ultimate, and he will keep himself, goes down in the end. That spell flux traveled quite a ways, and now it's Koro running for his life. Gets slowed down. Uzi's gonna pick up another kill here. Korn throws out a clockwork, and he kill secures that one.
Uzi's making me believe that he's never really caught. He just catches catches the enemy team where they least expect it, because they thought they had found him. They did actually, but he escapes with just enough. EDG lines up for spray and pray, and with a 9,000 gold disadvantage, Royal Club wins that fight.
I feel like I've said Uzi is still alive more than enough times over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Somehow manages to get away almost every single time, even using that Ghostblade active to chase down there and finish off Rise. Let's have another look at that one and how the rat escapes again.
I mean, they used the Evolve just on one, which kind of sets them bad, and Insect pulled off a really nice kick on Nama to make sure he's out of the fight, so the amount of damage that actually came through to Uzi was completely front-loaded, and they couldn't follow. At that point, it was a good shockwave, it was a good equalizer, and despite the gold disadvantage, the use of skills and just a better overall team fight by Royal Club, positioning-wise, gives them the win there.
Ridiculous aggression from Uzi on that fight. Blowing his flash and then still going in. Great job by the team to recuperate. It is going to give EDG the Dragon here as they are given a bit of free time with the map. They're still up quite a bit, 8,000 gold, 8.3 right now, 43 in turrets, so they have a bit of the map pressure as well. Got to get those waves in their favor if they really want to start making moves. And wards on the sides. Uzi has been wreaking havoc this game. 5-2-4, meeting up with Name's 5-2-7 here. Really the Infinity Edge and a few items, just difference, or being the difference of their builds.
And I'm still thinking that EDG is in a powerful position this game, even though they're not able to find these fights. They have to be getting a little bit worried, though, because they're not able to find the right things. They haven't actually tried to control Baron with Vision, which is really perplexing, because they have such an amazing pick composition with Syndra, Thresh, and Eve, not to mention the Rise for follow-up, but they just have no control around Baron whatsoever.
There is a scan to get rid of another ward. Clearlove is actually flanking around. Is he going to be able to get in there for the fight? Has vision. And Royal Club might at least be forced away from that inner turret. Insect just landing the kill, but they're going to get hooked in there. And, well, the disengage trying to come through. Uzi just going to block it all up, but he's stunned. This time, he's not getting away. Name will take him down, and EDG can push through mid.
Sometimes you just gotta let it go. Insect has a misplay, he gets caught. Uzi, the only person who can save his life, but losing Uzi is much worse than losing Insect. EDG can push clean in now.
Not a lot of wave clear sitting in the turret right now. Both missing there. Wait a minute. A little too on this one. Tanking up the turret. Another one going over. What is EDG doing as they make their way into the base here? Very, very dangerous. Insect wants a piece of this one now. The shutdown going over, and it looks like Starhorn Royal Club picks up a big mistake from EDG, and they even give the last one over to Uzi for the clean ace.
What is life? I have never seen a game with the consistent 8,000 to 10,000 gold advantage and the team just losing fight after fight, yet still maintaining this advantage. That was a fight without Uzi. They obviously got a little overconfident. A really sloppy dive onto that turret. Korn and Pola counter it perfectly, and boy, did they benefit.
This is so dangerous for FCZF now. He's got no wards down, and we'll be thinking, you know, these guys don't mess around the Baron area.
Skrynov,
yeah, Skrynov's not up there for Name either, so he basically has to run in, and Uzi's already backed away. So this time, he was lucky that the stealth rat wasn't waiting for him in the bush.
Luckily, he had no idea.
It would have been a nightmare. He's already lived on the other side of the map. They're staying, though, not backing just yet. They want the team to get here, and they want the option to take out more members of EDG, get this to a mental game, and pick them off one by one as they try to get some wards down.
So an interesting thing about that last ace, though, by Royal Club is, aside from that last kill, very little gold actually went to Uzi that fight, which will change the dynamic of these team fights at least a little bit. The fact that Korn is really close to his death cap now are starting to put almost more emphasis on the shockwave than on where Uzi opens up, or at least a split point of focus for EDG, which is concerning, considering EDG has really only had one point of focus, hasn't been able to capitalize on that. And now they're soon to have to deal with a very fed Orianna. But you see the gold lead is still pretty pronounced.
And every lane so ridiculously far up in gold. Even the jungle, Clearlove 2,000 over Insect, who's still not afraid to make plays, not afraid to get into the fight, causing him a bit of trouble here within the last few plays, but they've brought this to 23-15. Being able to fight from this far down is just a tribute to Starhorn's ability to get themselves in the right position to create these fights. 30 minutes on the clock. We're getting to that late game.
Yeah, and finally, EDG is controlling vision around the Baron Pit. This is their avenue to victory. They have multiple pink wards. They are sweeping a lot, but they've waited a pretty long time. Royal Club's in a pretty good position of fighting right now. They need to use that vision as their advantage, but they haven't even cleared all the wards. They walked through a ward in their attempt to flank.
Royal Club trying to back away on the south side. Both teams kind of lining up for this street battle.
That's
across the mid lane.
Royal Club has their back to enemy turrets, and EDG pulling the same thing. They're just running down the mid lane.
See what they can get out of this. It's definitely going to be a dance between these two teams. Nobody's getting out of either side. If they just walk away from this, I'd be very surprised. There's going to be some people going down here in a few seconds.
Not generally how they play.
The tidal wave goes out. Not going to blow any flashes this time. EDG not really needing
That's a pretty
to do
big
anything
disengage point that is down for them now.
Yeah.
If Clearlove would have snuck behind them somehow to find a flank, that's pretty big. I think we may have the surprise there of no big fight before the base.
Wow.
Now they siege.
Oh, Insect going to go in for this one. There is the damage from Twitch. Who are they going to go for? Uzi's right in the middle, and it's going to cost them. He'll lose his life. Korn's going to go down. Clearlove in the middle as Insect falls on the backside. Name follows through. Cola will drop. That's a triple kill for Koro, and this here should be at least 2 inhibitors. They might even win the game.
30-second death timers across the board. What an insane match. Royal Club goes too aggressive that time, and it looks like it's going to cost him the game. I think they don't have too much AD to finish off this turn.
Well, whatever EDG did, they definitely turned up the heat. They missed the bubble. That could have really been the only thing. Clearlove's taking up a turret, very much so. Zero with the dodge. The ignite goes down. Scatter the weak, and he scatters some sushi all over the floor. They're going to have to back out on this one, only losing Name after that fray. And they get the ace overall coming on to Royal Club.
Yeah, that's a fast rat, though. Let's see if he can catch anyone. This is going to be close. He's got to worry about getting killed now that he's visible, though. Yikes.
Big build-up for not a... Oh! Ghost play pop. Okay. That was a...
Saw Insect coming around, thought it might be a possibility.
Interesting timing on that one. Just as we thought it's gone.
Yeah, that last fight was so absolutely crazy. But Baron is still a question mark, right? The inhibitor that is down is actually super minions that Royal Club will be able to defend coming in. So the game is actually not over. It was one really inopportune fight for Royal Club. Uzi opened up in Syndra's face, got blown up for the reasons that we thought were going to be happening all game. Syndra just straight up ulted him, and the rest of the damage obviously couldn't follow up afterwards for Royal Club.
11,000 gold. The lead here for EDG in this must-win third game. They're down 2-0. And, well, they've got it still. Even if they win this one, a big job on their hands. But they're trying to secure some more gold here. Taking down another dragon.
I almost want to just get a big piece of tape and put it across the top of the screen in the Royal Club vs EDG matchup right now, because the gold lead hasn't really seemed to matter in the style that Royal Club plays. They are still willing to posture for position, try and clear wards. They've attempted to control Dragon while down 6,000 gold at like 14 minutes and just go in for crazy fights, and half the time, if not more, it has been working for them.
Yeah, there's not very many times when you see this gold lead and still feel like the game can go either way. Clearlove, he won't be popped right in the beginning. He has that Banshee's Veil for a little bit of assistance. And very, very sketchy on this fight. Royal Club making sure to stay as a death ball right now. A bit of a spread from EDG would definitely help. And they're just going to show themselves right off the bat. It could be the zero catch. Speeds himself up passively. Frost Queen's claim comes out. A full team tidal wave. No! They're able to split that one off. EDG just on the edge of all getting popped up. And it looks like, again, the tidal wave is down to start this one.
Super minions are barreling down towards Royal Club's base, and they only have one Nexus turret to defend. So those minions would end it if they can't recall.
They are going to get there though, Uzi and Korn, although he goes down, not quick enough. They lose both Nexus turrets. And with that, EDG say, okay, they've all recalled to deal with the base. Let's get a Baron, let's win this game.
Yeah, it only took every game at Worlds for Royal Club to give up a Baron, and even at that, it didn't come easy. But finally, they lose one, and yeah, this is EDG finally in control.
Changing up the early game style. Definitely still a team from China that is going to play a little bit more passive, but they know when to flip the switch, and they know when to keep their foot down, the pedal to the metal. Koro 10-3-6 in this game. Teleports have been on point, and he has gotten himself charged up as well. Frozen Heart there. We look down at FCZF, the Glacial Shroud as well, for a bit of cooldown and armor to stop Uzi from getting these easy kills on whoever he wants to grab them on. It's definitely been a tougher game for him on Twitch here, as EDG has taken that into consideration.
Is that a Mikhail's Crucible for Zero?
That is a little bit shocking, but now understandable because a stun lands and he's going to fall. I don't know what Royal Club's doing. They have no Nexus turrets and their super minions in their base.
I don't think Royal Club knows what Royal Club's doing at this point. You see they're all like, oh yeah, Jack's right, let's get back to base here because we may end up losing it if we're not careful. They're going to have to speed out. Luckily for them, the minions have spawned just in time to keep them off the Nexus itself, and a brief respite as the inhibitor spawns as well.
They didn't even need to go back. Those super minions would have had nothing to attack. They're hoping for a catch in that lane, but now trying to defend against this Baroned up EDG. Let's see one final battle.
It's going to be very tough. Nami can stay positioned well in this one, something that's been really hurting him a lot. He gets hit by the shockwave on that one. Then he's kicked in the positioning. Not quite right on that one. Will they be able to clean this one up? The Zanya's quite nice from Cola. Clearlove has to refocus in this one. Koro taking a lot of damage. Clearlove's going to get hit up one last clockwork wind up, but he gets out alive. It's going to be the flash heal from Zero that takes him down with the damage. And it looks like the dissonance is the only thing they have. But wait, Uzi still has flash to make his own plays. The blue buff on Korn definitely gives him a lot of damage and a lot of utility to keep everybody safe, but they decide to stop. They only lose Insec on that.
Did I say one final battle? I forgot what game I was watching, what team I was watching here, because they just turned the switch once again. Insec finds just the right kick on a Name, again punishing his positioning here at the World Championships. You can see Name ahead of the rest of his team. Shockwave stops his dash, which enables Insec to just mess him over, and at this point, everyone tries to funnel into Uzi. Once again, the Mikhail's super critical that time onto Uzi, finally buying into the right situation, and then they can just pile on. Their 80 carry damage was gone, their Rise couldn't reach his intended target, and Syndra had already blown ultimates. So Royal Club, 15,000 gold and a Baron down. Win a team fight because of better positioning and fantastic execution.
How does this story end? We thought that was the last fight.
To choose your own adventure, Joe.
Yeah, and I don't know which ending I'll choose at this point. I mean, I want to see another couple of games out of this one, there's no doubt about that, but wow, so far producing 37 minutes. We're now at the average of both of these teams, or almost bang in the middle, in fact, of what they've been playing in the group stage. But how much longer is this one going to go, and which way is it going to go? Because although EDG have dominated in gold totals and have taken down both Nexus turrets and both inhibitors, they've now respawned. Actually, only one inhibitor because the middle one's not been taken down. That top inhibitor, you just feel that Royal Club, if they get one good fight here, they'll turn it.
You'd think that. And again, EDG funnels in, though, and Uzi's a little bit late back to base. But the question is, how much respect is EDG giving them? Because at this point, Royal Club's earned a lot of it. Here comes a pretty fast twitch from base. Insec, let's see how they do it.
The equalizer right up the middle, not really stopping too much. The culling comes out in defense. Oh, in the back side, but he gets flashed further than he wants to go. Can EDG turn this one around now on Royal Club's head? A missed shockwave could be huge here, and it is going to be very big in the ending of this play. FCZF will go down, but EDG take the base to themselves. Zero will not be able to stop this, and we are definitely going to be going to a Game 4 as EDG picks up Game 3.
And that is such a critical mental barrier that EDG just overcome there. They just couldn't seem to find the right